Hey everybody, welcome to Bones and Brews. It is an awesome fall day, and when we get into the fall season, entering that holiday season, something I enjoy making every year during the holidays are sausage balls. And I've been enjoying these since I was a kid. My aunt used to bring them over to the house growing up in Virginia every year during Christmas. Just something was that staple in our household. Always just brings me back to home. So we're gonna do a little special variation of that today. We're gonna make a pimento cheese sausage ball. Now, you could do this with a store-bought pimento cheese. Now, when you buy those types, they're not as thick, so sometimes you might have to come back and add the cream cheese and some other pieces to it. You can research recipes like that on the old Google machine if you like, but we're going to do it our way. So what I'm doing today is I'm actually going to put in the ingredients of my own homemade pimento cheese and then fold in those other portions, other pieces that are required for that sausage ball. And then we'll throw them on the Weber Smoky Mountain behind us and let them get nice and golden brown and melt that cheese on the inside. So let's get started. So here's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna start with a little bit of cream cheese. I've got 8 ounces of cream cheese here. I'll put that into my mixing bowl. And once I get into my mixing bowl, I'm actually going to attempt to kind of use a knife and cut it up just a little bit so that we get it's broken up just slightly. It'll help in our mixer when we do that as well. So I'm gonna take myself a knife here and just kind of cut that into sections while it's in that mixing bowl. Now you see in front of me, I've got all kinds of other ingredients we're gonna use today as well. So my next item I'm gonna put in here is I've got some sausage. I got myself a pound, some Jimmy Dean regular sausage. If you want a spicier one, you could go with the hot sausage if you like. Any sausage will do of that good old breakfast sausage, all right? So we're gonna squeeze that in there as well. And I'm gonna come back and do the same thing I just did with that cream cheese. I'm actually gonna break up that sausage just a little bit. That's just gonna help us mix it just a little bit faster so that mixer over here is not working overtime. All right, next thing I'm gonna throw in, got myself 4 ounces of diced pimentos. Now, these pimentos are sitting in a juice. So I'm going to take myself a little strainer here and I'm going to get that juice out of there. And come back and we'll put those pimentos in that bowl as well. Next thing you'll see is I actually have in front of me I used 1 large jalapeno that I cut and diced. So we're going to put that in there for ourselves. You can add, once again, you could add more jalapeno if you like, if you want a little more spicier as well. Let's add some more ingredients. So next we've got some mayonnaise. I'm going to go with approximately about a 1/4 cup here of mayo, which is actually just about what I've got left here. So perfect. All right, now that we're done with that mayo, now you could use Biscuit for this. That's a very common ingredient when you're making sausage balls. We're gonna do something a little different. I got some Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuit mix. We're gonna use that instead. Of course, as soon as I go to open this bag, the wind starts to kick up. So let's hope it doesn't blow that mix right back in my face. There we go. And then the last piece we're gonna do here is about 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. Now you could buy the pre-shredded cheese. When I make sausage, there's recipes I don't mind using that for. When it comes to sausage balls, I like to get myself a block of cheese and shred it myself because that shredded cheese in those bags, it gets harder around the outer edges of each of those pieces of cheese. Doesn't melt as easily in that sausage ball. So when you grate it yourself, you just get a much better texture, much easier melt inside of that sausage ball. A couple of dry ingredients we're adding here as well. A little bit of cayenne pepper, some garlic, and a little bit of onion powder. And last but not least, I'm gonna hit it with just a dash of salt and some fresh ground pepper. Now these are a lot of ingredients in our mixing bowl, so it's gonna take a little bit for us here to mix this up as well. I'm gonna throw that cover on there so I am not throwing ingredients all over the place. There we go. So friends, we're gonna mix this up and we're gonna come back and start to roll up our sausage balls. All right, so I've got this mixed up about halfway. Now we're gonna add the secret weapon. Inside that box there, that mix, is always that little secret ingredients that are supposed to go in that mix as well. So we're gonna fold that in now. This is why I like using that cheddar bay mix here from Red Lobster. Let's get the mixer going again. All right, we've gotten everything mixed up here in the bowl. So it's time to start making our sausage balls. So take a small handful here and we're just gonna roll those up. So they'll be about 1 to 2 inches. Depending on how big you want them, they will expand a little bit and grow as you're cooking them. I'm gonna use this here on my smoker. You could use a pan as well, or an aluminum pan. Maybe if you use that aluminum pan, maybe just make sure you kind of oil the bottom of it so those sausage balls don't stick to the bottom. And we're going to continue to roll these up. You can see those pimentos and those jalapenos starting to poke out the side of those as well. All right, folks, so it'll take a few minutes. We're going to finish rolling these up, get them here ready to go. You can see I've already got some different sizes going. It doesn't really matter. Then we'll get them on the Weber Smoky Mountain. Let me finish rolling. All right, we got them all rolled up here. We're gonna get them on the Weber Smoky Mountain at about 325 degrees. So rolling a little hot for the Weber Smoky Mountain. Should take us about a half hour to 40 minutes. We'll just keep an eye on them when we get closer to that time range. Looking to have a nice golden brown. You'll see that cheese melted in there as well. Now, with this mixture too, maybe I'm wondering how many of this sausage balls can we make? Depending how big you make them, you're gonna get about 18 to 2 dozen sausage balls out of your mixture. So a great one for you having people. You could double this recipe if you need to, if you have more people coming over and as an appetizer for the holidays, just to have sitting around. Let's get these on the Weber Smoky Mountain, my friends. All right, everyone. Our sausage balls with that pimento cheese are off the smoker, smelling absolutely delicious. I've let them sit here and cool for just a couple of minutes. We're gonna plate them, but before we plate them, we should probably get one for a taste test. So we serve these sausage balls, especially with that pimento cheese. You could also provide a little dipping sauce off to the side if you like. Don't really need it, but it's also a great little addition if people want it. So a couple things you could do. You could do a ranch dressing, blue cheese dressing, some barbecue sauce, any type of little, even like maybe a cheese sauce off to the side. We're just gonna use a little bit of ranch, and we'll also make ourselves a little bit of barbecue sauce. And you don't have to go all fancy, just some type of like sweet and smoky barbecue sauce will always do the trick for this one. All right, so I got a little bit of both. I'm gonna grab this little one off the front here for our taste test. Still nice and warm. You can see those bits of that jalapeno. I can see some redness in there as well, but it's definitely nice brown texture to it because that bread mixture in there is really cooked all the way through. Let's break it open first, see what it looks like in the middle. Oh yeah, see that steam coming out of there? You see those pimentos, friends? Let's take one piece for that ranch. Oh. These are so good when they're served warm. And sausage balls, to be honest, if you make a ton of them and you have to throw them in the refrigerator, they're actually really great warmed up later too. I mean, there's two things in my life that taste better, even probably the second time around after you rewarm it. That's chili and sausage balls. Let's take this other half, try it out here in that barbecue sauce. Oh yeah, my friends. You really can't go wrong either way if you want to have these sauces off to the side. These are absolutely delicious. It's not real thick with that. Like if you use like a Biscuit or some type of cornbread mix, a lot of time it's just almost thick, like too much of that bread mix. This is absolutely a perfect content of both that sausage, that mix we use from that Red Lobster cheddar bread mix, plus that cream cheese that's in that pimento cheese, just all the way through. A great taste. You guys were gonna love this one. We'll drop everything else you need to know in the description of this episode. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe to our channel. It really means a lot to us when you do that. Also, as we enter the holiday season, this is a great holiday recipe to make sure you maybe take it, copy, this and share it out to friends on social media as well. Thanks for watching, you guys. We hope you have a great 2023 holiday season. Thanks for watching Bones and Brews.